What if I told you that on May 14th, 2025, the sun exploded with its most powerful solar flare of the year, an X 2.7 class eruption that raced across the solar system at light speed and knocked out radio signals across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East? Sounds like a sci-fi thriller, right? It's not. This actually happened, and it's a flashing warning that our sun is far more volatile than we realize. Before we dive deep into this solar storm, do me a favor. If you love epic space stories and real science that feels like a movie, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next time our star throws a tantrum that affects Earth. Let's get into it. On May 14th, at precisely 8:25 UTC, sunspot region AR 4087, an already notorious troublemaker, erupted with a fierce X 2.7 class flare. Within minutes, Earth's upper atmosphere was bombarded by a violent burst of X-rays and ultraviolet radiation. The result? Widespread high-frequency radio blackouts across the sunlit half of the planet. Aircraft lost signal mid-flight. Emergency systems in several countries went silent, all because the sun had a bad day. So, what exactly is an X 2.7 class flare? Solar flares are ranked by intensity using letters A, B, C, M, and X, each level 10 times more powerful than the last. X-class is the most extreme, and the number that follows indicates how strong it is beyond the base level. So an X 2.7 is nearly 3 times more powerful than an X 1.0. That's not just a flare, it's a full-blown solar blast. And here's the kicker. AR 4087 had already fired off an X 1.2 flare just the day before, and an M 5.3 flare just hours earlier. This region is highly active and is rotating into a position where it could strike Earth even harder. The immediate effects of the X 2.7 flare were intense. The burst of energy ionized the D layer of the ionosphere, a part of Earth's atmosphere that allows long-range radio signals to bounce and travel. That ionization caused signal absorption, knocking out communications across the 3 to 30 megahertz range. Planes, ships, and emergency services experienced dangerous interruptions. Thankfully, this flare didn't include a coronal mass ejection, CME, which could have made the situation far worse. But the sunspot's position is shifting, and soon it might aim a CME right at us. When a CME is Earth-directed, it hurls billions of tons of plasma toward our planet. The resulting geomagnetic storms can damage satellites, disrupt GPS and communications, fry electrical grids, and increase radiation levels on high-altitude flights and space missions. We've seen this before. Just last year, in May 2024, another sunspot, AR 3664, unleashed an X 8.7 class flare, triggering a G5 class geomagnetic storm. That storm lit up auroras in places like Texas and Spain, jammed GPS systems, and forced airlines to reroute flights. In February 2024, we saw an X 6.3 flare. In October, a staggering X 9.0 flare reminded us that solar activity is not slowing down, it's ramping up. Welcome to Solar Cycle 25. Scientists expect it to peak by the end of 2025, and it's already delivering intense activity. Space agencies like NASA, ESA, and NOAA are closely watching the sun using spacecraft such as the Parker Solar Probe and Solar Dynamics Observatory. While solar flares strike Earth in minutes, CMEs take longer, hours or days, giving us a small but crucial window to prepare. The challenge? We still can't accurately predict which flares will launch CMEs or where they'll hit. That's why resilience is key. Governments and industries are racing to shield infrastructure, hardening satellites, reinforcing power grids, and improving space weather forecasting. But awareness is just as important. Like earthquakes or hurricanes, public knowledge helps save lives and protect systems. Pilots now avoid polar routes during solar storms. Emergency protocols are changing because when a flare hits hard, the world needs to be ready. The May 14th X 2.7 flare wasn't just a headline, it was a warning. As the sun charges toward the peak of its cycle, space weather is becoming a serious Earth problem. This isn't just about satellites and science, it's about everyday life. Communications, navigation, power, all of it can be disrupted in moments. The next big flare might not just knock out radios, it could knock out systems we rely on every day. If you want to stay ahead of the next solar storm, make sure you're subscribed, give this video a like, and share it with someone who needs to understand just how powerful and dangerous our sun can be. Drop a comment below. What would you do during a massive solar blackout? Until next time, stay informed, stay prepared, and keep your eyes on the sky, because the sun is just getting started.